एक एनर्जी एक एनर्जी भनेकै रेड बुल।
नेपालमा सर्वाधिक रुचाइएको पिरो चाउचाउ गजबको पिरो अब 120 ग्राम 20% एक्स्ट्रा तौलसँगै रु 50 मा बजारमा सर्वत्र उपलब्ध छ। गजबको पिरो बबाल पिरो छ।
हरेक निर्माणको धड्कन यूनाइटेड सीमेंट्स।
Can't wait, won't wait. Sunfeast Dark Fantasy.
लक्ष्य अनेक एनर्जी एक एनर्जी भनेकै रेड बुल।
Red Bull presents T20 World Cup qualifiers नेपालको विश्वकप यात्रा powered by Gyan Extra Long Grain Basmati Rice, Bajaj Pulsar and Gazab Piro Noodles.
Sultanate of Oman for this ICC Men's T20 World Cup Asia, East Asia Pacific joint qualifier. The first time the two regions have come together in a final. We're deciding spots number 18, 19 and 20 in next year's ICC Men's T20 World Cup. 17 of the qualifiers have been decided. All 12 full members have got there this time. They didn't 2 years ago. And we've got 3 associate sides that will qualify from here in Al Emirat at the Oman Cricket Academy across the course of the remaining 6 days of the tournament, 5 more after today. Andrew Leonard here alongside Paresh Lahani, the former Nepal captain, to guide you through every ball of this much fabled and incredibly interesting clash between these two great associate rivals. They've been right to the forefront and the top echelons of the associate game over the last few years, and they've played out some unforgettable contests, particularly in 2023 and 2024. Nepal held the edge in a big way in 2023 with some famous victories, particularly on home soil, but also it was all turned around at this venue where Nepal have yet to beat the UAE, remember, by Mohammed Wasim and co, as the UAE held sway in 2024. Who will it be today, though? It's 5 apiece in the head-to-head matchups in this format, and the UAE have a few concerns around their batting lineup because 2 of their players have potentially suffered injuries that may make it difficult for them to bat. Lalit Rajbanshi will take the new ball, and we've got the amazing story of Jonathan Figge, who is back into UAE colours for the first time in 5 years on a T20I debut. We're all set. It's 141 that the UAE will require to win. And Paresh, I think it's right on a knife edge. UAE probably slight favourites.
Yeah, because they bowled very well. Mainly Junaid Siddique and Ali.
Hyder Ali, the left arm spinner, is really impressive.
The economy rate of Hyder Ali was around under 6 runs per over, and taken a wicket as well.
All 6 bowlers used, picked up a wicket. Gulshan Jha again, the only one really to get the strike rate needle moving for Nepal, but he could only make 15. It's left the cardiac kids, as they're often called, or the rhinos, or whatever nickname you want to give the men from the Himalayas. It's left them in a spot of bother. Now, they have fielded and bowled really well throughout the tournament. Particularly their fielding has been outstanding, and they've got a man who's on his T20I debut back into the team. Got a couple, I think it was 5 ODI caps as a teenager back in 2019, 2020, and he's been given the nod in one of 2 changes in this UAE side. 3 dot balls to start, and you can make it 4, and that's a fascinating turn down of a single. That's Mohammed Wasim saying, I'm not running one quickly in the circle here against this Nepal side.
They feel like tigers. You can see Dipen Singh Aire at short extra cover. Rohit Paudel, very quick, across the turf.
Cut away, but straight to the man, Kushal Malla, who does well. And
Very good, 60 odd runs for him against Nepal. The sixes that he scored against Sandeep Lamichhane was absolutely brilliant.
And Lamichhane will have his role to play, of course, in this second innings. Little inside edge. And that could have gone anywhere. A lot happening out there, and pressure building up on Jonathan Figge in particular on debut. He's none off 7.
He's very tentative, nerves getting into him. A big game, T20I debut. And Jonathan Figge, he's looking a bit restless in the middle.
Sharp movement back in. I don't think it's going to be a first international run for Jonathan Figge, because it's going to be a leg by, so he moves to none off 8. Always have to thank Paul Radley of the National Newspaper for all of his focus and features on all of cricket across the Emirates. But speaking with him this afternoon, and he was explaining to me what a prodigious talent he was in terms of coming through the UAE school system, so much so that he earned himself a scholarship at the Winchester College, and then at the age of just 18 debuted in ODI cricket. Got him. Mohammad Wasim is gone, and just look at these celebrations. Bertel holds on to the catch. The fans are going wild, but Nepal's fielders are all in exuberant celebrations. They know how big that is. He's the record run scorer at this ground. He's gone for 1.
It was a back of the lung delivery by Sompal Kani. Tried to pull that straight to Kushal Bhurtel. Look at the celebration of Kami. He's really pumped up getting the big wicket of Mohammad Wasim. He has to depart for 1.
Massive wicket, massive moment in the match. The skipper's gone. He looks down at the toe of the bats. Caught by Bertel for 1. It's 2 for 1.
नेपाल टॉप को विकल्प छैन आजको जमानाको भरपर्दो पाइ नेपाल टॉप सब ठीकठाक
हरेक लक्ष्यको आफ्नै कथा हुन्छ जोशको उत्साहको मेहनतको लक्ष्य अनेक एनर्जी 8 एनर्जी भनेकै रेड बुल
Shot of any ball.
But I suppose my point here, Paresh, is that he's working against every force of that delivery, isn't he? The ball is shaping away. It's a bit fuller than a nice pullable length, and as a consequence, we know how well he plays into the leg side. It's just not the right option, and maybe that pressure built up by Figge has paid on the captain. Sharafu's to the crease. They won't run 1 to Dipender Singh Airi, who picks up cleanly, but great news for the UAE. It looks like it was probably just a bruise of that shoulder as he landed on the rope. He's fit to bat. So wicket taking over for Kami, and UAE are in an early spot of bother. 2 for 1.
Asian Paints Ultima Protect Shine. यसमा भएको UV हाइब्रिड टेक्नोलोजीले घाम, पानी, धुलोबाट दिन्छ वर्षौं वर्ष सुरक्षा। घर रहन्छ सधैँ शाइनदार घर वर्षौं वर्ष।
पुस्तो पुस्तालाई मायाले जोड्ने जिन्दगीलाई अर्डिनेरीबाट एक्स्ट्रा अर्डिनेरी बनाउने सधैँ KFC।
And didn't they celebrate stridently with that incredible moment. Big wicket. Dipender Singh Airi will replace Lalit Rajbanshi. Pressure comes on Jonathan Figge. can't get anything away. None off 9 in a T20I.
Independence Singh, as usual, right on the money, right on the spot.
Scored a century in the ICC Under-19 World Cup, as he will finally get a T20I run to his name and probably breathe a deep sigh of relief. You can almost visibly see it, can't you, at the non-striker's end. He can catch up, and he's a very special young player, but he's just finding it difficult. It always is a step back up to international cricket.
He opens his account on the 10th ball that he's faced. 9 dot balls before this. Played a maiden over the first over. Bit of nerves for Jonathan Figgy.
Ari quietly has bowled exceptionally well, not just here, but in that Unity Cup against the West Indies, the series victory, that historic series win. Probably not quite getting the runs he would like at the moment, but his bowling and his fielding's better than it's ever been. He's a big part of this Nepal side.
Just trying to give himself room. Sharafu opens his account with a single down to long on. UAE under pressure because the big wicket of Wasim, the captain.
Down the track, that's a bit more like it for Figgy. Yeah, Ari looks in complete control of his bowling at the moment. Looks very happy with where his game is at, and he's very comfortable bowling the power play with just 2 fielders out. He can also bowl then at the death too.
That is the good point of Deepan Sangheri. He can open the bowling, he can come in middle overs, he can bowl in the death overs as well.
Chip towards long on. Fielder runs around, goes wide to his right, and I think it's going to go all the way. Dipendra Singh Ari will have felt as though he was in the game. It was a slightly chancy stroke from Sharif, who came off the inside half of the bat, but he got enough of it to get 6.
Even though it came inside half of the bat, it was played away from the fielder at long on, wide long on, just over the boundary line. 6 to finish the third over. 9 runs coming off it. UAE are 11 for 1.
More like it from the UAE. They'll need to show intent in this power play. Yeah, make no mistake, this is not an over par score. We don't see anything in the surface. We didn't get any indication from Anoop, the head groundsman here, that he felt this would be anything but a pretty decent track. And for me, it's looked exactly that. It's looked like a good playing surface. I thought the UAE bowled and indeed fielded really, really well. But Nepal's strength in this series, Nepal's strength against the West Indies in that Unity Cup, their strength in recent times has been their fielding and their bowling. So if they're going to win this contest, it's going to be their performance now in the second innings that will do it for them. And there's plenty of quality in this Emirati batting lineup, even without Mohammad Wasim, as a change of angle is going to take place for Cameo. Come around the wicket now. Nearly cleans up Jonathan Figgy, who continues to struggle.
The last ball he drove off Sompal Kami was a good, confident looking shot by Figgy. This time around he fishes outside the off stump. The ball missing the off stump, through to the keeper Asif Sheikh.
So nearly cleans him up. Figgy just can't get anything going. Lots of pressure building on the young man. Just tell you a little bit more about him. Yeah, went over to Winchester College, debuted in that ODI series just at the age of 18, went to South Africa for the Under-19 World Cup, made a century down there, the first ever UAE player to do so at any global ICC event. And then, well, he drifted away from the game, always had the passion for it, but went kind of out of favour in terms of selection in a difficult period for UAE. Maybe a wide down the leg side, and then it was the ILT20 development tournament where he was the highest scorer, 273 runs across it, that has kind of pushed him back into the international reckoning. it's probably fair to say that he's more of an ODI player than a T20 player, but he definitely deserves his chance back in. With all the problems that UAE have in the ODI format, you'd imagine he's surely got to be given his chance there. Problem is here, needing 7 and over right from the off, you can't afford to be 3 off 14 unless you catch up.
He has to catch up. It shows that in the start he was pretty nervy, making a T20I debut for UAE.
Both him and Ethan D'Souza, who's a great friend of his from the Abu Dhabi Emirates. Another one that Figgy's missed out on and not given as a wide. Was there some contact with something there? 3 off 15 now.
He has to get a move on. The current rate is under 4 runs per over. The required is getting bigger, almost 8 now.
Final word from that Paul Radley piece 3 years ago. He was thinking of giving up cricket altogether through the pandemic. He'll be delighted that he's stuck with it, deserves his chance again. Nepal though are putting the squeeze on him. 3 off 16 for Figgy, 4 bowled, 14 for 1.
लक्ष्य अनेक एनर्जी एक एनर्जी भनेकै रेड बुल
हरेक निर्माणको धड्कन युनाइटेड सिमेन्ट्स
नेपालमा सर्वाधिक रुचाइएको चाउचाउ गजबको पिरो बब्बाल पिरो छ
Super friendly. It's just a great place to come and watch cricket, and some pretty good local food to go with it as Nandan Yadav comes into the attack. You've enjoyed your time here so far. Your first trip to Muscat, Paresh?
Yes, I've enjoyed every bit of it. It seems like I'm back home with the hills surrounding the valley.
I think the hills are a bit bigger back in Nepal, aren't they? A little bit greener too, maybe?
Yeah, a bit of green in Nepal. These mountains are all boulder mountains, not muddy mountains.
Yeah, they're very pretty, particularly this time of day with the sun kind of casting those shadows. Leading edge. Irie goes towards it, can't get there. There was just a momentary hesitation between Dipender Singh Irie and Rohit Powdell. I think either of them maybe could have got there if they both had went wholeheartedly, but with the ball hanging in the air, they both had a look at each other and just held their momentum, and as a consequence it fell safely.
Coming down the track, Alison Sharafu lands between the two fielders.
It's probably the only place that could have gone and fallen safely. Incredible moment of fortune, because if Irie can't get there with his pace, nobody's getting there. Back live now. Good stuff from Nandan Yadav though. His radar in the first couple of games, he bowled quite a few wides. Much better start from him today.
From the first ball of this over, Alison Sharafu is trying to get down the track, trying to hit Nandan Yadav over the top, over the bowler's head, but he's not been able to do so. Nandan Yadav, in the other hand, bowling very smartly, bowling behind the length, back of the length, and getting that leading edge which dropped in no man's land between the two fielders.
It could have gone anywhere, couldn't it? Could have looped up for the easiest of catches, but very fortuitously for Sharafu, fell safely. Down the track, it's a big blow. It's an almighty blow. I think that's definitely the biggest of the day, probably one of the biggest of the entire tournament. Plonks it up onto the roof of the pavilion, a dance down the track, and Sharafu, showing no ills from that shoulder injury, hits his second 6.
It was a leg cutter bowled by Nandan Yadav. nicely picked away down to long on. Wide long on, that is. Over the pavilion's room.
A lovely noise off the bat, wasn't there? Don't have the stump mics in place, you won't quite have heard it as clearly at home, but a real beautiful ping. And tries to repeat the dose, but goes down the ground instead. Good batting, dancing and attacking Nandan Yadav. Back-to-back boundaries, 6 and now 4.
This is batting with intent. Coming again down the track, hitting it straight towards the side screen. Ball rolling off the carpet. 6 and a 4. A good looking over, turning out to be a good looking over for UAE.
Amazing the small margins, isn't it? That leading edge could have popped up, he could have been gone for 8, but instead he's decided to stop being tentative and start to attack. Pressure now on the young fast bowler. Looks for the short ball, which will just be pulled away for the single. So it's 11 runs from the 5th over, and crucially Sharafu will keep the strike. Much more like it for UAE coming into the contest now in the chase. It's 25 for 1.
Laksha Aneg, Energy 8. Energy भनेकै Red Bull.
सही खोजौं, शुद्ध रोजौं. मुटु चाहिन्छ, मुटु.
नेपालमा सर्वाधिक रुचाइएको चाउचाउ गजबको पिरो बब्बाल पिरो छ.
Can't wait, won't wait. Sunfeast Dark Fantasy.
IME Life, बालकिरण जीवन बीमा.
Panchakanya bathware, luxury made affordable.
Just peak past, or peak up to 5 o'clock local time. At 1:45 right now. Sun tends to set around 5:30, 5:45. Lalit Rajbanshi has bowled a maiden from his first over. He'll have a change of ends. Be interesting to see if Sharafu continues to attack in this 6th and final over of the power play. Only 2 fielders allowed outside the 30-yard circle still. Long off and deep backward square out. Big ring of 4 fielders on the offside, led by Dipender Singh Ari, who fielded that one. That cover. Sharafu is the big wicket, the next most prized wicket now. Again, can't find the gap, and straight to the fielder. You can sense he really wants to go at it this over, Paresh.
Giving himself room. Sharafu wants to pierce the offside field. There's no fielder outside the 30-yard circle in the offside. Square up the wicket. Decides to stop. I think he missed his mark. Again, 2 dot balls in the first 2 balls. Nepal, they have to pick up wickets in regular intervals. Pulled away. Down to mid-wicket. A boundary. Good looking shot by Sharafu.
It's a great intent. And he's somewhat sparing Jonathan Figgy's blushes, because he's managed to sort of hog the strike over the last couple of overs and play really aggressively. Not the greatest delivery from Rajbanshi. Rarely bowls 2 bad ones in a row. Sharafu getting into his work. 23 off just 14. They will not take on Dipender Singh Ari. We've seen that trending all over social media, haven't we? There's 2 rules with regards to playing against Nepal. Don't run a single to Dipender Singh Ari. Number 2, listen to the first rule. And the leg side, and a miss stop from Asif Sheikh is going to cost 5. That should be given as 5 wides, and indeed is. Maybe a bit lethargic and tired from his batting effort. Not the right line from Rajbanshi. 5 free runs to the total.
Straying down the leg side, the ball going between the feet of Asif Sheikh, couldn't stop the ball. Bonus runs for UAE. Already 9 runs of this. A good big back-to-back overs for UAE. The last one bowled by Nandan Yadav, and now Lalit Rajbanshi. The first over that he bowled was a maiden.
Back on the money this time, but a costly 5 wides. Those 5. UAE not ahead in the chase, but definitely coming back into it. And because it's only 141 that they chase. The required run rate is very manageable at 7.5 runs per over. Lamachani's 4 overs are going to be 4 big ones. As he goes down, over long off and hits it for 6. The final ball of the power play will maybe edge that power play towards the UAE. Rajbanchi's over goes for 15. It's 40 for 1.
लक्ष्य अनेक एनर्जी 1 एनर्जी भनेकै रेड बुल
MIT, an internationally recognized degree, Bagh Bazaar, Kathmandu. प्राइम बिलेटबाट बनेको हरेक निर्माणको मेरुदण्ड पञ्चकन्या 500 XT र 550 XT पञ्चकन्या स्टिल
लक्ष्य अनेक एनर्जी 1 एनर्जी भनेकै रेड बुल
सही खोजौं शुद्ध रोजौं मुटु चाहिन्छ मुटु
नेपालमा सर्वाधिक रुचाइएको चाउचाउ गजबको पिरो बब्बाल पिरो छ
And Figgy goes downtown and he finally gets in the act. He gets a boundary. Mid-off was up in the circle, slightly full from Ja, and Figgy cashes in.
Confident looking shot by Figgy. Hits it with a straight bat. The mid-off fielder was inside the circle.
Interesting bowling change this one. So often it's either Lamachani or a spinner that will bowl the 7th with the fielding restrictions kicking in, but or fielding restrictions being eased even. 5 fielders allowed on the rope now. But because Ja was so good against Japan, they've gone with him. UAE starting to look very comfortable and confident in this chase.
Especially Alishan Sharafo, he's 29 of 17, whereas Figgy with that boundary moves to 8 of 18 deliveries. Even though Figgy hasn't done justice to his strike rate, Sharafo has played very well, coming down the track to the fast bowlers.
Worked into the leg side, should just be the single as Sharafu just pulls up a little timidly towards the end of that run, adding a lower leg problem to the shoulder that he's probably continuing to feel. Reminder that we're not certain whether or not Basil Hamid is going to be able to bat, so that could be a factor in this second innings. Nepal are going to have to bowl well to even find out whether or not that's the case. I would imagine that Lamachani is chomping at the bit to get into the game. You would expect him to probably bowl from this, the media centre end, not where Ja's bowling from now because of the bigger leg side boundary for the right-handers today. And is it a case of waiting for Figgy to be dismissed to turn to their wrist spinner?
I think actually it doesn't matter if there's a left-hander at the crease. He's a class act, Sandeep Lamachani. He can bowl to both right-handers and the left-handers.
It is a factor though. We've seen those 2 sixes into the leg side, both exploited that shorter boundary up towards the pavilion from Sharafu, so that's maybe one of the factors as to why Ja has been called upon from this end. Good delivery from Ja, and does well off his own bowling to keep it to a dot ball.
7 runs of this over so far. Alishan Sharafu, the luck that he needed. It was a top edge, the leading edge that dropped into no man's land between the 2 fielders, Rohit Poldal and Dipender Singh Airi.
They're right on the money again. Don't think they'll get a second. Again, Sharafu pulls up quite quickly at the non-strikers and he doesn't look 100% comfortable or happy with where his body is at. Thuds the pad in frustration. 8 overs come from Jazz first.